Now, what excited me was when I first learned of the synthetic test data that you guys were producing, and you were kind enough to show me. Immediately, I'm going to do cybersecurity. I thought, this is amazing.
Right.
This could be something that helps a bank or helps anyone create an environment, a safe environment for testing your encryption tools, testing your hunting tools, doing a cyber war game, where stuff is leaking out. There's all kinds of cool things you can do. Do you see that as a big application for you guys moving forward?
We absolutely do.
Yeah.
I mean, again, the ability to create this rich content and to put it into a workflow, emulating, the cyber content through their systems, and our ability to build into our data models. We refer to them as needles, but and have them emerge in the data and not hand put in where they stand out like a sore thumb. We thought is a very valuable thing. And then our ability to not, once we have the base model, to keep adding to that model. I'm thinking of an active defense as opposed to just a static data set. The ability for, say, a company's red team to say, we've seen these type of attacks, or we're speculating this. Can you guys model it? And for us to turn around and build it into our models, and and a few days later have data generated that they could actively be already working against that. We see that as that seems like a great thing. Now, we're not experts in cyber data, but we are expert in creating data models to generate data to simulate certain application areas.
That is absolutely fascinating. Todd, for you and for the whole team, I would imagine making this accessible to a customer must be a challenge. Like that, I don't know whether it be a natural language processing interface or you interview the customer, because foundationally the model seems so sound. But I say, great, I'm in, I want to buy, I work at the IRS or something. Do you sit down and interview them? Do you sketch stuff out? How do they communicate their needs? So that you can then translate it into the stuff Joshua was just talking about.
Well, it's interesting. A lot of times we do have to sit down with them and pull out the questions, because until they start thinking about it.
You build a prototype maybe? Or
early on we will.
Yeah.
We have a development philosophy as release early, release often.
Yeah.
So when people...
How's this look?
Right.
Wow, that's right. Can you change this, change that? Yes. And then you go and you run the presses.
We have a philosophy of how's this versus what do you want?
That's
because they can respond, they can edit, but a lot of times it's difficult to describe what you want. And when we thought about our potential for cyber, the idea of the social networks, and we actually give these synthetic people personalities also, and to me it lends itself to the concept of this behavioral based activity, which from the reading we've done seems that's where a lot of this is headed. As far as getting the clients to use the stuff, right? We can create all this data, but ultimately it's got to get into the client's system. In this particular place, we were emulating the output of a host-based sensor system. What was that, Joshua?
It was modeled very closely on the SureView system from Raytheon, which is a host-based sensor resident in every piece of hardware in the network and everybody's PC to capture all kinds of traffic.
Was that published, or was it open IP, or did you have to license on that?
For the Adams program, we were given the tests that were set up for the researchers were based on a view of the data that would be exported from the SureView tool. The model was that you've got a 10,000 employee organization.
Right.
Every machine has one of these sensors on it. Every door has a card swipe. Every printer.
So the intellectual property,
like that.
not so much an issue there.
And the tools all aggregate all the collected data into a database, and then a process exports that database based on data domains into files available for the researchers to mine to apply their techniques.
So the researchers would get those log files basically, and then they'd have access to a truth file to say, did you catch all the ones did you identify all the
So
activities in there?
You know something, I got to tell you guys, I talk to cybersecurity companies all day, all week, all month, all year. That's all I do. This is unique and awesome. I mean, this seems to me, I hope there's a lot of security people watching, because this is something that I suspect is going to find its way into the mainstream in what the security industry is doing. I hope you guys are ready. This is probably going to be a big, our community is going to be a big use case for what you're doing. I hope we're planning on having a life the next couple of years. No, you look like you're having so much fun, right? You guys, this
We love
looks
this
like
stuff.
a fun thing. You enjoying yourself?
Very much.
Good. That's the
Yeah.
whole idea, right? If you don't enjoy yourself, it's not worth it. But you guys are awesome. Hey, I want to thank you for coming by. If people want to learn more, ExactData.net
Correct.
is the place to go. And I hope all my community takes some time to look at what you're doing. And as you get further along with your work, and as you start working some really, really deep cybersecurity use cases, let's talk some more. Come back and we'll spend
Absolutely.
more time.